A warm welcome from Kimberley in the Northern Cape. And it's really a privilege to be here with each and every one. And I really hope that you enjoyed tonight, because I'm looking forward tonight, because these two people is two special people, very close to my heart. And actually people that I came along quite some time already, yes. So it's going to be a massive evening. I feel excited, full of energy, and I think every one of you will do the same. Okay, so I want to first start off tonight by saying welcome for you that really took out the time to be here tonight. It's really, for me, it's you know, you really buy the time out. You really buy an hour out. Perhaps you just hear something from somebody that would really make sense to you. So I think, you know, that's why we always have to plug in as much as possible, because sometimes your ears is just open. So I really pray that God open up our ears tonight, and that we have wisdom, that we can hear everything, that we can see everything, and that we will learn a lot tonight. So the QR code for tonight, for people on the Lead Team app, and we really want to encourage each and everyone to be on the Lead Team app, is 6601. 6601. So I want to start tonight. I received this box tonight. It's a Manatech box. It's a box that's really full of products. You can see it's the OSP Ambritos bundle, combo as we call that. But this box contains more than this. So this is the Ambritos complex. I received 2 pluses, plus I received an antioxidant, plus a catalyst. But years ago when I joined, 2-star platinum Louis and Leonie van der Linde talked the evening of what do you receive in the box when you join Manatech. And that's actually, if you look back, it's more than what you can ever believe what's in this is true. I really want to start off with that tonight. And with my automatic order, I received my Tom's book just tonight, Steps to the Top. So and I really want to challenge you, each and every one of you, put your hands on this book. If you struggle to read, look, there's normally the Audibles is available. So what I do, I take the book with the Audibles and I read with that. I really want to encourage you. I will ask the people that's on tonight to share with us, you know, a little bit later on that. But you receive a company that already invent the wheel. You receive a company that's the science company. You receive the products that is really scientifically woven together. There is a lot of patents on it. There's a lot of actually placebo-controlled studies on this on human beings. So you receive more than that. But you receive money as well if you're part of the business plan and you really plug into the Manatech system. I just want to put this back. And I want tonight welcome an amazing couple. A couple that for me really stands for integrity. A couple that really stands for to run the extra mile, sometimes in very difficult, extreme situations. A couple that went through the tough times, a couple that really had to turn their 10 rands around, a couple that stands for love, a couple that really grew together as amazing partners, friends, and a mother and a father. So I want to welcome to the stage tonight Bronze Potentials, Jenny and Mark Rosen, all the way from Potchefstroom. Before I welcome you, I just want to say a huge thank you to my enroller and my uplines, Gold Presidentials, Aletbury and Quentin van Zyl, as well as my mentors, Bronze Presidential, Sylvan Prinsloo, for helping me and taking my hand along the way. Sometimes it's tough, and sometimes you really need a friend in this business. So but there's more up times than tough times. So I really want to say, Mark and Jenny, welcome here tonight. I think I'm going to share the platform with you so that I just could ask you a few questions before we go over to the business plan. And if there's any of you on this call tonight that want to ask them a question, you're welcome. Or if you want to just type in a question, you're welcome, then I will ask them gladly. I want to ask you, just over 6 years ago, Jenny, you became part of Manatech. And I say precisely, Jenny, because Mark was not in it. Mark was not in it, so I approached Jenny, my friend, my nail technician, my close buddy, and I approached her and I said, Jenny, this business is really for you. Please come and join me and let's make a joint effort of that. So, Jenny, I want to ask you, I really want your heart tonight. The day you start, the shyness, the insecurity, where did you come from and where are you now? And then I will go over to Mark.
Awesome. Oh, thank you so much, Relene, for that kind words. And I just would like to thank you as my presidential director. Thank you so much for introducing me to this opportunity, for putting me on your names list, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. And what, man, oh man, wow. What a a journey, and how it changed our lives so much. I never thought that when I started this business as an insecure, shy person, Afrikaans speaking, no English, yes. I remember I was at a stage where I was definitely in the looking zone when Relene came to me and did her nails. I was a nail technician, as she said. And I was actually praying just before that. And I said, Lord, please, I need something else. I really need something different. I just need an extra 5,000 Rand. And because we had extreme financial strain, my children was getting bigger and the needs was getting bigger. And I was like depressed, literally because of my financial situation. Even though I was married, I definitely did not marry for money. Okay. I will do this over and over again, definitely, because I've got the best part. So because Mark also has an open hand and he helps a lot of people, that's why he also didn't have a lot of money. And but you know what? I was just grateful for this opportunity that really helped us to get ahead in life. And as Relene said, we sometimes only had like 10 Rand. When I was alone, I sometimes only had 10 Rand in my purse and I had to provide for my children. And even sometimes I went to bed without food because I had to give my children some food and that's why I'm sharing this with you guys, because that's where I'm coming from. So when you have a desire, a burning desire, you are hungry to make a difference in your own life, this is definitely the opportunity to look at, because in a year's time, our lives changed tremendously financially. I never thought that it's possible. We went from zero to 25,000 Rand in 8 months. Yeah, so I was able to provide for my children in their needs and also to get ahead in life. So yeah, that's what this opportunity did for us.
Mark, you're the one that was actually in Afrikaans halstarrig, nee? You didn't want us to catch you. You didn't want us to get you involved in Manatech at all. I can believe you give me and Jenny grey hair because you were on your laptop and you were playing games and whatever, and you didn't see the bigger picture, nee? So I can just recall it in Helderberg 13, nee? Mark was lying there on the lounge, and Jenny was doing my nails. I was well aware that he was there, and normally he cooked for us. So I normally had a meal with him, so although they struggled, they had an open hand as well. But I think as soon as Jenny reached I would say gold executive director, and Jen, then
Yes.
Mark was coming along, and Mark was actually a very, very, very strong secret force, because Mark is really, for me, a guy that everybody just loves him. Mark is always full of energy, he's always talking to everybody. He's not discriminating against anybody. He's just a friendly type of guy. Now, I want to ask you tonight, Mark, to be true, honest to yourself. What let you change your mind?
Thank you, Relene. Yeah, I'm sure there's some of my old troops and subordinates which that are still in the army that will differ to that opinion you have of me of being friendly and that. At work, I used to be a soldier, a sergeant major, so there's no time there for being friendly. And yeah, I remember those days that I was lying on the couch playing games and trying to ignore the two of you discussing an extra income and trying to better yourselves. I was very stubborn at that stage. I have a background of not believing everything that comes along, being very skeptical, not thinking that there's another way out. I mean, we've all been trained, or how do you can say, our minds have been formed at school already that you have to, finish school, get good grades, go study, get a good job, get married, build your family, and that's the way to go. And I was in that mindset of the 40-40 plan. I didn't know better. I was in a comfort zone. If in the military or any stable income or a job that you have, if you know that your salary comes every month at the same date, doesn't matter if you work or you don't work, or you perform, you don't perform, it puts you in a sort of a comfort zone that makes you think that, you know what, I don't need this. I don't need this extra. This is a scam or whatever it can be. And not actually realizing what potential it will have on your lives in future. So actually what I was sharing this on the stage when we were doing the training in Cape Town a few weeks ago, is that what changed my mind is not necessarily you and Jenny trying to convince me. It's actually the products. I had a lot of health issues, if you remember correctly. I was allergic for just about anything that came into my contact, cat hair, dust, grass, dairy products, chicken, yes. Anything that came along, I had a problem with. I had a very weak immune system. I would get sick quite often, especially when I went out to the field. I used a lot of chemical products to help and curb those problems. But using chemical stuff makes sure it might fix your one symptom, but then it causes another symptom, and then it causes another one with all the side effects it has. I was drinking 2 to 3 anti-allergy pills every day, if you drink one of those things, it sort of makes you like a zombie, like you're there, but you're not there. And it suppresses your enthusiasm, if I can say. Yeah, and I was allergic to bee stings and all these funny things. So I actually stole some of the OSP packets when I went to the field the one day. And after 2 weeks, I realized that I forgot to drink any of my chemical stuff, but I didn't have any reaction to the dust and the grass and, the bad air that we were breathing there. And that actually, I started telling people about, I know a lot of people have sinus problems. So I told them, you know what, use this stuff because this stuff is working for me. I started telling people about it without realizing that I was actually, marketing Manatech without realizing it. And the first time I came back home, I think it was about after 3 months, about 3 months later, after Jenny started, I asked Jenny, what is this Manatech stuff about? What is this thing? What does it do? How does it work? And she's tried to tell me how it works. And with my half stubborn man, skeptical man, like, yeah, right. I'm sure there must be a catch here somewhere. This is too good to be true. But yeah, what actually convinced me was the products. And of course, who can go wrong with such an awesome upline and such an awesome partner in the business? I mean, you can only go one way, and that's up. So thank you for that, for being so persistent, Rolene, with me, and Jenny for showing me the way, actually, if I could say it like that. So I hope that answers why I got involved.
Massive pleasure. You one of my biggest blessings, and really not a fixed asset, but you're really an asset for me, because you human assets, you pillars, you anchors in my business. So I'm really proud of you. But I want to go back, Jenny, and I remember that we used to have a lot of our meetings in Kimberley, at first at my house. And then after the first time Jenny received her box, on that stage we received big boxes because we paid 4,750 Rand to join. So it was like 6,500 Rands worth of products. So you did receive a lot of products. But Jenny started off with the OSP. So I want to just tell you, or you can stand up and show them the feeling that you had.
Okay, now I'll explain to them while I'm sitting, Yeah, you know what? I started the OSP, and I never realized that I was actually not well. But after I took that first that sachet with the 5 tablets in it, it's the Ametose AO, the Plus, and the Phytomatrix, okay? After I took that, I really literally felt like I've swallowed a rubber ball. Like I wanted to, jump up and down the whole time, and the whole lounge full, because I was so, I was feeling so good. I had energy because I was actually for a very long time on autopilot, and I didn't realize that. And the products really helped to balance out my hormones that was not right. And then also the Phytomatrix, that multivitamin, because I wasn't really eating the way I should. And the Phytomatrix really sorted out that for me. And then also the oxidative stress that there was on my cells. I never realized that. And then the Ametose AO sorted out that part. So, I felt literally like a new person. Like, oh, wow, is this how I'm supposed to feel? So I've got my life back at that point. And it was with the first sachet. So that means that I was so far back on my health that I didn't realize it. That's why people must know that this is for everyone, because people will say, I'm feeling well, but they're not really well. Until they use the products, they will discover that. So, Rolene, sorry, I just want to say there is a few questions.
I did see there's a few questions. I will go to them a little bit later. I first want to ask you, Jenny, we, especially you and Mark can answer together, but in Manatech, when you do your bronze presidential speech or your presidential speech, there's a certain way that we do it, nee? And it's been determined by your dream, your
Yes.
struggle. I actually want to
Mhm.
say your struggle, and then your
Yeah.
victory. Okay.
Yes.
So I wanna know. I think some of the questions will relate to that as well. People think, I will actually say you as a couple were a quick success. You as a couple made R1 million a very quick. But they forget, nee, that the same problems that they struggle with, we struggle with, nee.
Mm.
So, and I think they think so in a certain way. Yeah, it can't be true. You can't struggle, you can't go through stuff. You there up. And what they forget is that we all started also at zero. We all started at ground zero, really. So I want to ask you, Jenny and Mark, I already said you had quick success. Jenny and Mark went very quick to presidential, amazingly, within 18 months. And then there was a struggle period, né? And I actually want to change the struggle period to a seed sowing period, but I want to ask you to tell them about your seed sowing period. What did you do? How did you manage to keep your head or your upper part of your body positive? What did you do? If you can just tell us that, I would really appreciate that.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think that's really a good question because I know that there's a lot of people who really struggle sometimes, but as you said, they must remember we also start with zero. We also start with nothing. And the best thing there is to just plug in and to take your upline's hand. And then we actually went from zero to PD in 18 months. And thereafter we actually got stuck. Okay. And what actually kept us going was the fact that if I can get from zero to here, I can definitely go further. But yeah, it was a struggle to get further. But then I realized I am a presidential director now. And what I need to do is I need to lead my team. I need to show them how to do this. And I need to get involved big time. And also, there's a few things that I've changed. I really went into my affirmations like crazy. I didn't do that the way I should before. And then I stepped up with that, with my affirmations. And maybe I can just mention this as well, is that something that really changed my life in such a way was the fact that my 10th, I can definitely say that as well, is to give. When you give, you can get back. Okay. So that's definitely one of the things that we did. And something that Luinli Honey told us was that you always give as if you are a millionaire already. Okay. Because like when you all go to a restaurant, that 10%, you give it. That waiter works for that 10%. You need to give that to that person. And that's actually the finer things that have changed in our journey to bronze, and to fix that way or that place where we got stuck. I just realized that there's a few things that I had to change, and up to this day, I still do that, and I can tell you that's why the doors went like wide open for us in 2020, is because of that. It's because of the fact that there's a few things, finer things that we need to change in what we do and how we do it. And you will still experience maybe ups and downs. And remember, never see a problem as a problem. See it as a challenge. Always. Because that's really helped me a lot, because it's a challenge and you're gonna go overcome it. Doesn't matter what, you will. And there's never ever a negative word from my mouth, ever, never. It's positivity always. Because when you say one thing negative, it takes you like 21 days to erase that one negative thing that you did out of your head, habit, whatever you want to call it, to get rid of it. So yeah, I hope this answered a few questions.
Thank you, Jean. I appreciate that. Mark, I don't know if you want to add.
Elaborate.
Yeah,
Of course,
elaborate.
you know, I love talking on this platform.
I
This is
know.
like, you know, when Jenny started off, she was a very shy person. She actually was so terrified of presenting the plan in Afrikaans to three of her best friends at her own home, and the self-development in Manatech, the system that you follow is so phenomenal that, you know, she speaks better English than I do at this stage, which is quite interesting because English is my first language. So yeah, well done for that. I think the whole thing changed when we changed our mindset about Manatech. We changed small things like Jenny said. We got more involved with building relationships with our friends, approaching people not with the intent of telling people about Manatech, but building a relationship. Meeting, just being friendly to the cashier. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to be friendly to a cashier. And the next day when you come to the same cashier, they will remember you, because usually when people buy things at the shop, they're very, you know, they're very grumpy, or they don't, you know, they don't show any emotions. Just say, put in the money and pay, and then they go. But just a little bit of friendly banter, and that will change. That will actually, you will never know if you're friendly to that cashier, if you've just made a day or not. A lot of people live through negative things, and we just decided we are not going to get negative things influence our lives. We're going to be positive about everything, because you are the average of the 5 persons you spend the most time with. And when we do get somebody that's negative towards us, or if we live through something negative, I mean, we've got such an awesome system in place. Like today, we're busy with the 10 scrolls of Ahmadina. We're busy with the second one. And how do you greet the day? You greet the day with love in your heart. How do you approach your enemies? You approach your enemy with love in your heart. So if you have love in your heart, who can be against you? And of course, then our religious views about that as well also made us very strong. We as a unit, we have unity. We see things together. We discuss everything together. And I think that made us successful so quickly was the fact that our mindset was positive. It's still positive. We approach people, we tell them about Manatech, because when you have a normal discussion with somebody, somehow one of those things will come out about family or the occupation or recreation or money. And then you say, but we have this awesome vehicle of opportunity. Would you be interested? Or can I send you some information later? If that person is not ready, it's fine. You know, everybody is not ready when you are ready. Everybody, you cannot compare your page to another person's book's page. They might not even be in the same book as you. I think because our approach towards people are to build relationships and build friendships. Eventually, when that person is ready to join Manatech, they remember the way that you treated them when they said, we are not ready, we don't want to now. You know, those persons will come along a bit later. even if they're not ready now. I've one of our associates that we enrolled a while ago, I've been struggling to get her involved for the past 6 years. And because we have a relationship, she remembered, okay, I remember this guy's doing this and they're doing quite well. And also one of the great tips that we have is read your books. I was very lazy to read. That's that stubbornness. And I started reading books that guided me, not just with finances, but with how to interact with people. One would say that myself being friendly of nature, know how to handle any type of person, and that's not true. We only know one way, but when you start reading and learning how to handle different types of people, that will influence the way that you approach them. So yes, if you want the secret how to build your business quickly, speak to more people. And if you're not sure what to do, speak to more people, because you can't decide, if that guy that's packing your trolley, or the guy that's helping with your cell phone, or the guy that's cooking the food in a restaurant, he can be your next PD. You don't know. So yeah, basically I think, Relene, that is our secret to success.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much. On the comments, there's from Sunette to you too. Jenny, we love you both. We love your story. Jenny, I struggle to grow my business. Don't know how you did it or how you did it. So perhaps we can go a little bit in it. Jenny, your story motivated us every day. Jenny, how do you approach new people? So I think that's the best one to address. Jenny and Mark, you are our role models. Relene, can't wait to meet you in person. I mean, and then Mark and Jenny is just the best. I take off my hat for you, or take my hat off to you from Madeleine. And then Anna Kerry says she must get OSP for herself. And then OSP for brain cancer. Anna, we will answer you a little bit later on the group. And then from Ingrid, good for you, Jenny. Thanks, Jenny. You answer my questions. Blessings. What did you, Jenny and Mark, do to build your team so quick? So I think the two questions that perhaps we can address is, how do you approach new people, and how did you build your business so quick? Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, yeah, as Mark said, speak to more people, because if you are new in this business and you want to learn how to approach people, you need to speak to a lot of people, because by speaking to people, even though if you make mistakes, or even though they don't buy the product or join the business, it builds character. Okay, and then you will get to the point where you can actually start engaging with people with the right mindset, with the right attitude, with the right questions to ask or to say. Just an example maybe was yesterday, me and Mark went to
coffee shop.
Yeah, that coffee shop, I can't remember the name now. It's the same one that's on Friends.
Central Perk.
Central Perk coffee shop, okay. And what we actually did, we just had a nice milkshake, and we were chatting actually with each other. And then this waiter came along, and I asked him, is this only what you do? Is there something else that you're doing? So he said to me, you know what, me and my brother is in a marketing business, and my tips that I get from waitering, we actually use that to pay our venue, or the place that they're hiring to do this business. And then I just said to him, you know what, wouldn't you maybe perhaps be interested in an extra income? And he said, yes, definitely. He was like, yes. I said, okay, what you doing Wednesday night from 7 to 8? Because we have an opportunity meeting. And he said, no, nothing. I'm not here on Wednesday. So we asked him, would you like to join us? Come and see what we have. Maybe you are interested. Maybe this works for you. He said, we will be there. Me and my brother will be there. Okay. So it's all about actually the approach, what you ask, and just building a little bit of relationship, show interest. Yeah, that's what I would say, what we're doing, because now we're actually working more on cold market than on people that we know like forever. And maybe I like to share this as well. Today I was actually speaking to an old school friend of mine, and I did actually approach her like in the beginning of 2019 with this business opportunity, and she wasn't open for it because she said, I can't sell a thing. I'm not a salesman. I'm not a person who can sell products. I said to her, you know what? This is actually not what we are doing. We actually changing lives by creating leaders. And if you go sit back and think about it, that's what we do, okay? To make this world a better place. And when I just started off by telling her, you know what, I couldn't speak English, as you know. I couldn't speak to people, but what I'm doing now is actually help people to become a better version of themselves. Then she was saying, oh, wow, this sounds very interesting, it was like, okay, I don't need to be a salesperson, because you don't. And I told her, listen, we have testimonials. It's the testimonials that sells the product, not you. Okay? So remember that. You are not a salesperson, not at all. You take the testimonials and you make them work for you. Yeah.
Jenny, and then I want to ask you, people that don't get back to you, what do you do, Jenny and Mark? Perhaps I must give this to Mark.
Sure. Okay, so basically, the first thing, or the first step, or what I do is, how do they say, less is more. We like to keep it, simple and straight. We don't over bombard with information. Like I said, we build a relationship and we find out what the person might be interested if they have a health challenge or whatever the case may be. If they're not really interested, we'll ask them, listen, can I put you on a broadcast list and give you information or testimonials or whatever comes along from time to time. Bearing in mind that you don't have to post, 20 posts every single day, but, spread it over a time, send maybe every second day a message and not just Manatech the whole time, if somebody tries, it's like these, what do you call these telemarketers? They keep on phoning you, buy this insurance, buy this insurance. People don't like that. But if you ask them, hi, I was just thinking about you. How was your day? Or we haven't spoken in a long time. How are your children? I know your kids did well in sport the other day. How are they doing? You build a conversation up. And don't just Manatech the whole time, if I can say it like that. You need to, if people see you, they mustn't run away and think this person only interested in selling me Manatech. You need to build that relationship where they want to speak to you and they want to see you because you are really interested in their own personal health, their own personal lives. We like asking people, oh, what do you like? What do you do? How's your family? Stuff like that. And when people don't come back to us, it's because they are not ready at that specific moment to join Manatech. We always say, you know what? We do need waiters. We do need people that pump attendants at the garage to put petrol in our vehicles. We do need people that wash our cars. We do need people to mow our lawns, So if you look at it that way, Manatech, in my opinion, is not for everybody because they are not ready for Manatech at that specific point in their lives. But if you put them on a broadcast list and ask them, can I put you on a broadcast list or can I share some information from time to time? Get their permission, because if you're just going to bombard them with information, they're going to block you. And that has happened to us. So we're speaking from experience here. I'm sure, Relina, that has happened to you as well. So, yeah, that, and we, just to elaborate a bit more on there was a question earlier on, what did we do to become successful so quickly? We drove hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. If you remember, Caroline, we drove from Kimberley to Postmasburg, to Daar, to Katu. We actually drove to one place one time. We were ready to set up a meeting. We're going to see all of these people. We drove 4.5 hours to the venue. And when we got there, it was just the guy and his wife.
Yeah.
And us.
It was actually Porch. It was
Potch, yes, and the R, actually, the R as well, yeah. So it does happen, but that's fine, you know, because it's like
a road trip.
A road trip. Let's make it a road trip. Make it fun, you know. If you remember, Relene, we drove to Potch. We stopped at a little road, a pad stall next to the road, and we had a nice lunch, and we had such a wonderful time. So we made fun of everything, even though when we got to the venue, there were only 1 or 2 people. So yeah, it's you know, it's like Sylvan Prince says, is you know, go out there, make a mess of everything, and that's how you learn. Because you know, if you get something on a silver platter, you're not going to learn. You learn from your mistakes. And that's how you grow. It's just a way that you know, receive it. If that mistake that you make, you know, take it as a learning opportunity, and that's how you grow.
Yeah.
It's a mindset thing. If you decide, it's when you wake up in the morning and you decide, I'm going to be happy today and I'm going to be friendly with everybody, then you are like that today. So yeah, I think basically, sorry.
I just thought of something now. You know what? Maybe what happened actually with me over the weekend was I was pocket dialing one of my other school friend of mine who's staying in New Zealand. Okay, and I was actually on my way to actually send him a message and see how he's doing, but then I actually found him and I just sent him a message. Sorry, that was not supposed to happen. I've pocket dialed you. And he just said, no, it's fine. But I said to him, okay, but in the meantime, while we're on it, tell me how you're doing, okay? So he said, no, he's doing well and everything. And we've spoke like for a half an hour. And then the next day, what I did, I took one of JP's examples that he gave us with the 90-day challenge, the Blitz or Dash or whatever that we call it. And then I took one of his messages and I sent it to him, but I changed it to Afrikaans. And then I actually just said to him, you know what, I'm just curious. Maybe you will be interested in this health and wellness opportunity. And if you are not, that's fine. But maybe your wife will be interested. And then he sent me a message and I said, yeah, my wife is interested. And that's the only thing that I sent, okay? And so we're having a Zoom on Saturday with them. And you must just see everything as an opportunity. A pocket dial. Maybe you must just dial people
at random
and just tell them, oh, sorry, I've pocket dialed you. And then you can just start talking, you know, it opens the door. So that's also a way to go.
Yeah. Jen, I want to ask you and Mark, you know, is it your own effort? Nee, that would be my first question. What is the difference of this business in comparison with a person that sits in an office and working over and over and over, 8 hours or 9 hours a day? What is the difference between us and, you know, the person that's doing an office job? There's nothing wrong with them, but, you know we have the better way. So I want to ask you if you can just elaborate on that, please.
Okay, now
I want to do this. Fun. We have fun.
You know what? I know he wants to answer this one, but I also want to, because you know what? Today, actually, this lady, this school friend of mine I was talking to, and I said to her, you know what? This is all about leverage. It's not the same than an office work, because I rather take the effort of 100 people's 1% of 100 people than putting in 100% myself. So this is not my own effort, definitely not.
It's definitely a team effort.
Yeah, and I always say in this business, the sun never sets on your business, because while I'm sleeping, someone in the business is working. So, yeah, so definitely.
Yeah, well, I can attest to the differences. I used to be in the military for 27 years. I got this opportunity to come to Potchefstroom and join an international company. They actually invited me. I wasn't looking for a job, but they were the headhunt. I was headhunted, so they say. But anyway, so I have a lot more time now. In the military, I never had time. And one of the biggest differences between a 9 to 5 job and doing what we are doing is time, because you decide what time you wake up, you decide what time you go to bed, you decide what you want to dress in for the day, or you're going to have a coffee today. It's more laid back and relaxed, and obviously you have this positive mental attitude. Whereas by a job, your boss decides what your working hours are, what your salary is going to be, what your clothes are that you're going to wear to work. So you're very limited to what you're allowed to do, not allowed to do. Where I think with our business, you have more freedom, you have more time freedom, you have more freedom to live your life in such a way that you enjoy it. If you look at, if somebody talks about a 9 to 5 job, I get this picture of you. I don't know if you guys seen this movie, A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. They've got this office aliens that sit in the office, and when it's 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, they close the windows. It's tea time till 10:30, and then they open again. And 12 o'clock they close again because it's lunchtime. And none of them smile, and they're all these funny people. They never smile, and they're so slow with everything, and they've got this red tape for everything, and they make everything so difficult. Whereas with us, we have fun, we joke around, we play, can you imagine lying on the beach in the Maldives on a hammock, and on the 15th, you see, here comes my salary. Oh, wow, I haven't actually done much today, but yeah, I get my salary. Whereas, when you work for a job, you can't wait for the end of the month because, but you're going to get the same thing every month. Whereas with Minatech, the more effort you put in, the more you get out. So I think that's a big differences between the two. And of course, a job is a 40-year plan, and ours is a 2 to 5 year plan.
Yes.
Yeah, I can just mention to you, basically, currently, in our business, we have 15 presidential couples. So 30 people that is presidentials. So that 15 presidentials have I can actually say, anchors in their business. And then they have the layers of business builders, and then they have the layers of business builders. So everybody's effort makes that teamwork is the dream work, yes. And that I was reading the book, The Science of Getting Rich, and that guy said, when you were a kid, and even after that, it was competition. The whole life, if you weren't part of the top 10 at school, of the top 15 rugby players, or the top athletes in the school, or then you were nothing. But in this opportunity, we create actually a better life for all. So I think that's amazing. And and then Jenny and Mark, I want to, for final, we're going to not show the opportunity plan tonight. I love the questions and answers. I'm going to book another meeting with you just after this, where we can do a solid opportunity meeting with testimonies and everything. I want to ask you, for me, as a business builder, the most important thing for me is to be always on. To be always on automatic order, to always receive my products on time. To always have, I can actually say backup. I always see that I have backup products as well. But I want to ask you, because, sometimes people just need to hear it from Mark and from Jenny. Why is an opportunity? Why is automatic order, or they call it a new word,
Monthly subscription.
a monthly subscription? Why is that? I want to actually say the golden egg in your business. Why is that one of the most important things for people to do is to be always on?
Okay, awesome. Yes, thanks for that question. Yeah, that's actually the most important part of your business. Yeah, sorry for that. Because you know what, when you are on an auto order, then the people you get to join the business will be also on an auto order, monthly subscription order, because what you do, they will do. Okay, that's the first thing. If you are not on a subscription order, the people you get in will also not be on one. That's one thing that we've learned. But the important part of being on a monthly subscription order is the fact that it builds a sustainable business. Because that's where your DPV, your downline point volume, comes from, and that's where your PPV comes from. When you build a business only on one-time orders, then your business is customer-based. And that's not the way to go in this business, because you only go for customers. But you want people who also would like to do the business and who also bring in customers and be on auto orders, because as you will see at the beginning of the month, there will be a zero. But as that subscription orders goes off through the month, you will see your points is coming growing actually. So that's where your business is the fact that you do have to have monthly subscription orders, and that builds a sustainable business, and that will make sure that you will receive your income every month.
I want to add, not just does it ensure that you get a monthly residual income, it also ensures that, of course, the Mission 5 million, that those kids get their products. And what's the fun thing about this, if you're on a monthly subscription order, currently we are busy with our incentive. We are going to Mauritius in October. So that will also ensure that you build up points to get a ticket for all expenses paid, holiday at a tropical island resort. I mean, isn't that awesome? You build your business, automatic order, and there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Thank you, and Jenny. Yes, I think that is the crux of the whole thing. You know, if I sell 100 plus a month with no auto order, next month my business is going to start from zero. When you say, for instance, a bronze presidential, 1 week you're silver ED, the next week you're gold ED, the next week you're presidential, the next week you're bronze presidential, because that's how the automatic orders that goes off take you from one level to the next level to the next level. So to sell Sylvan Prinsloo, our bronze presidential, he calls it to sell tomatoes on the street. So if you go and stand and sell 100 plus on the street, well done. But next month you have to work just as hard to sell again 100. And then the month after it, you have to stand again and sell 100. Whereas you sell 100 the first month and see that all 100 have an automatic order, I think the automatic order should be in the region of 75%. So say after 100 people that buy the plus, next month 75 is of the 100 is going to buy it, and they're going to buy it for the rest of their life. That is where passive income is coming from. So that for me is the most important message tonight. So I really want to thank you, Jenny and Mark, for an awesome evening. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'm looking forward to driving through to you tomorrow night and to have the opportunity meeting in Potch tomorrow night, and to spend some time there with them and to have coffee and the meeting after the meeting. And I want to ask each one of you that are part of my site volume to please if you know anybody in Christiana, Bloemhof, Wolmaranstad, Klerksdorp, Potch, please let me know. Send their number to me. Just let them know that Rulini's going to phone you. Then I can set up a coffee date. Then it makes my trip the worth the while. So thank you so much. Looking
It's
forward
awesome.
to tomorrow night. Send all your people there, please, please, guys. And let's start off great. Thank you so
Awesome.
much. Love from Kimberly. Bye.
Thank you, Lily.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
I will send
Okay.
the recording later. Bye.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.